Hello, welcome to Casual Watch Talk, a Sunday social for what should be a lively conversation, and we'll definitely need a lot of your comments in the comments section. But before we dive in, should we do a little wristwatch check? Colby, you're in the hot seat there.
All right. Well, I have on my newest acquisition, my Young Hans Max Bill Mega Solar. I'm a huge fan of the Bauhaus School of Design, the true Bauhaus School watches. And so I was thrilled to get this. Actually ordered it from Wind Up Chicago.
Oh, awesome.
So I've been enjoying it.
Proper Bauhaus-inspired design, that. Unlike Nomos.
Unlike Nomos. Sorry, I was trying to make you full screen there, but StreamYard's updated and it's now like a little maximize button. So Mark, I'm ready for you full screen. What are you wearing?
So fresh from a trip to Switzerland, I was alerted that Swatch had a tariff protest watch. So you can see that they've reversed the 3 and the 9. There you go.
Oh.
And on the back, there's a little percent sign.
Oh, very cool.
So this is this is much more, the mood from Switzerland was this is much more a protest of the Swiss government's inability to do anything than it is the tariffs themselves.
Yeah, well.
And the box is Swatch and 39 as well.
And 39, of course, because that's the percentage.
That's the tariff.
Yeah.
So that's why they reversed the 3 and the 9. So, yes, I kind of got lucky. The drive-through in Biel didn't have one. I didn't see one in Lucerne, but Zurich Airport had just had a delivery when we were flying out. And they go, oh, yes, we've just got one in. Would you like it? Yes, please. Bought it on the spot.
Very cool. Very
kind of
cool.
got lucky, but yep.
Awesome. Pete, what are you wearing?
Stick with the Swatch theme. I have a Thrifty Fathoms, the Green Abyss one.
Cool.
That's actually quite a cool combination.
Yeah, I really like this one. I like all of them. I like the idea of them. But yeah, this is kind of, unfortunately, my camera's out of the light. So there you go.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
I like that one.
Couple $100 of Swiss awesomeness.
Yeah, I was going to do a quick watch change, but to be honest, I've been doing a little experiment and I've been wearing an Apple Watch Ultra all week. So I have solidly worn it non-stop for travel and everything like that, and it's the titanium, so like grade 5 titanium case. I actually don't hate it. I have to be honest. I don't hate it.
I missed that stream you did the other day. I suppose, in a sense, I would argue that, I've got that on, but I never even stopped to call it a watch. So it's I never take it off.
Yeah, I've got the Garmin. I wear a Garmin for like sleeping and stuff, but I was gonna buy the full one that's like $800, but I just couldn't justify it. But then a friend at work was like Ty at work, my friend at work. He was saying, "Oh, you can have mine. I never wear it. Do you want to try it?" So for the fraction of the price, I was like, "Yeah, I'll try it." And I don't hate it. It's very handy for travel. I'm gonna do a video on like Watch Guy does. I'll call it something clickbaity, like Watch Guy goes to a smartwatch or something. But yeah. So before we dive in,
Watch Guy loses all shame and gets an Apple Watch.
Oh yeah, goes to the dark side.
Or you could just go, swaps one cult for another.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty much 90% in with my Mac and my iPhone and all of that jazz. So I haven't got that custom made gold trophy that they gave to Trump though. I mean, that would be a good one. Then you'd be really in the cult then. So Kevin, nice to see you. Brassic Time, thank you for joining us. Eric from hello from HHN. If you're there tonight, Eric, I'm definitely going. So this is Hollywood Halloween Horror Nights at Universal. Yeah. Hey, good evening, Chris. And Michael. You should
scroll down the next one.
Oh yes. That's what you were laughing at. That would. Do you know what? Actually, that is quite a good title, isn't it? Where watch YouTuber destroys career.
Credibility, certainly.
Yeah, credibility. Well, we're going to talk about Grail watches. We've got a couple of picks that the panel's kindly sent over, but should we start off just discussing what is a Grail watch? Because I think it's one of those terms that's overused, like watch snob. I think that Grail watch is overused, especially on Watch Crunch. You'll have somebody who's like, "Oh, this is my Grail watch, and I bought it," and then next week it's like, "Oh, I bought my Grail watch," and it's like, okay, well, what do we class it as? I think should we discuss what we think they are?
Sure, I think so. I think there's a couple of different definitions. Some people switch it around with like end game watch or last watch, or the watch that ushers me out of the watch hobby. I think some people use it for just really, really, really expensive thing that I'm going to have to like do. I'd have to do something extraordinary to buy. My personal one is a Grail watch is a watch that's at the end of a quest. So for me, a Grail watch is a watch which I cannot immediately find, that might go years without turning up on Chrono24 or any of my normal buying sites. Maybe when it does crop up, I don't have the money, or maybe when it does crop up, like one of them did 2 weeks ago, I asked for more photos and they weren't good enough, so I had to let it go. But for me, a Grail watch is a watch that you search for years and years. You go through disappointments, you go through highs and lows, but you eventually get there in the end.
Oh, so it's about the journey of the Grail watch.
It is entirely about the hunt for the Holy Grail.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose the internet's made that slightly less exciting then, if you can, because pre-internet you would have to really search, wouldn't you?
It has, but one of them is, like I said, one of them has been a Grail now for 7 years, and I've had it come up once, and it wasn't in very good condition, so I'm still hunting.
Yeah. For me, it has mostly to do with price. I don't really use the term, but if it's useful at all, when I would use it would be to say, hey, here's a watch that I love, but I just am never going to be able to realistically afford. So that's really, my picks today are really going to reflect that. I'm a little bit critical of the end game watch idea, because it seems a little bit inherently self-contradictory, because if you foresee yourself getting a watch that would make you want to stop watch collecting, then are you really a watch collector?
Yes.
Well, not after buying your Grail, no.
Theoretically.
Yeah, because it's kind of. Is there any other? I don't think there's any other hobbies, is there, where they have that? Like a whiskey collector would be like, "Oh, this is the bottle of whiskey that I get that will end up finishing me off," or something.
But you don't drink a watch.
Yeah, it's true. You don't drink a watch.
Yeah.
Wise words.
I mean, maybe that should be a T-shirt. You don't drink a watch. But for me, up until recently, I would have said a Grail watch is a singular, unobtainable, or not in the near term unobtainable. And that normally means, for me, since I don't buy vintage, financially unobtainable. I did actually see that my Grail watch is actually a pair of watches recently, which was quite disturbing to the bank account. So if anyone's got $140,000 lying around, I've got 2 watches that would get me off this channel forever.
Yeah,
but that's the price of me never appearing on here again.
Yeah, but don't donate it here, because YouTube will take 30%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm the same. I think to me it always was the one watch that was unachievable, not totally unachievable, but was likely unachievable, that you would be like, yeah, that would be the one watch that if money was no object, or if I could afford it at some point, getting that watch would really be the thing. That's what I think of it the same as you, Colby, like price wise. That would be okay. Well, let's dive into a couple of picks. But Eric says Grail to me is one that would generally be unobtainable for myself. The VC Overseas for me would be my Grail watch. And then Michael says, I think there is a difference between an end game watch or Grail. End game is a daily watch that I don't look at other watches, while Grail is something I can't afford, like a Grubel 40. Yeah, so an end game watch is one that you just can't, you just wear it all the time and you can't. But I mean, for me, a lot of watches are like that, but for like 3 weeks, 3-week period. I was joking with you, Mark, wasn't I, the other day about a watch? You were like, oh, that's not long for your collection. I was like, oh, that's about a 6-month watch in my eyes.
3 to 6 months, yeah.
3 to 6 months.
Because I could tell as soon as you showed it to me, it was like, you're not keeping that, Sam. I know you're not.
Yes, yeah, the voice of reason. Dave Remo says Tim also recently purchased his Grail, a Debethane DBD, and he offered his definition of a Grail, which is the watch you like to have, even if you had all the money in the world. I suppose that's a good definition, isn't it?
That's a nice twist to it, yeah.
If I had all the money in the world, I want all the watches.
Actually, if I had all the money in the world, I think I might want storage space for the boxes as well.
Oh yeah,
there is that.
Yeah, you'd have like in the Arctic Circle or something, so they don't. Especially those vintage Omega boxes that disintegrate. You need like a special sealing chamber.
Yeah, okay. I think you'd have to go to the Antarctic because I don't want the Russian submarines taking it from the Arctic from me when I wasn't looking.
Yeah, because some of those watches, the boxes are like epic, aren't they?
Oh yeah,
especially the Omegas. Okay, let's dive into it. So, Pete, I'll start with one of yours. Let me pull it up. This is the Chopard.
Which one? Oh yes,
the Chopard.
Yeah. So as I said, for me, the concept of a Grail is all about something at the end of a quest. I saw one of these once at a meetup and I just fell in love. I love the watch to start with. I'm a collector of GMT and travel time watches. Big fan of Chopard and what they do. Big fan of the LUC. And then all of those things collide in this limited edition, 250 watches made 20-something years ago collection. So now I'm searching for one. And one came up on Chrono 24 about 4 months ago. I did not have the money. I was scrambling to save the money as fast as I possibly could, move some money out of an account I would normally never, ever touch. It was just about there and it's gone.
Wow, so they're really that rare. Somebody else just snapped it up rather than it staying on Chrono.
And that's what makes a Grail.
Yeah.
So the hunt will continue. I'll be looking for this until I've got it.
And do they typically sell for more than what their original price was?
I have no clue. I don't know. I don't know what the original price was. They go for about 10 to 12 Australian. Sorry, so 10 to 12,000 Australian. So not horrendously expensive, and I probably would have been in a position to buy it, except I had just bought a watch, so emptied my normal watch fund, which is again sort of how the universe makes you work for your Grails.
Yeah. Well, now Pete, the question is, what are you going to do with the money that you did save for this watch? Are you going to be disciplined
not really. I was actually very close to buying another watch, except my daughter is actually very close to buying a house, and I promised to lend her some cash. So as much as it will pain me, I'm absolutely certain either this or one of my other watches will appear in the next couple of weeks as I'm having to hand the money over to her to buy a house.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the day after. That's the way the universe works.
Probably the day after. On the day I'm going around to visit or something.
Yeah, it always happens that way. Okay, next up, Colby, is this one of yours? This
yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, I love Armin Strom. I'm actually pretty pretty new to Armin Strom. I hadn't heard of them until relatively recently, but I love the kind of way that they engineer their movements. I'll tell you what I really love is I discovered that I really love finger bridges, and they are well known for using their finger bridges. And I just love how they hold the barrels here. I love the skeletonization, and I love the engineering of the whole movement. So, yeah, for me, this would fall into the same kind of category as the Christopher Ward 12X, a watch that I love how they did the skeletonization on. But man, if I had an opportunity to buy this, I don't think I could pass it up if I could afford it.
When you mean finger bridges, do you mean these skeletonized?
Yeah. I learned not too long ago that that's what those style of bridges are called. The same ones that they use on the backside of the Loco.
Oh.
And Armin Strom started to use them in a big way with gravity equals force a few years ago. That was their entry level watch.
Okay.
And it's become, aside from their resonance watches, which can't use them or don't use them.
Oh, they've got them on this one as well.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yep.
Oh, so they do use them quite a lot.
They do. But it's only in the last 5 or 6 years from when the gravity equals force, whatever range came in, that they started using them intensively on the front of the watches.
Okay, so this looks to be the latest version of that gravity equals force.
Yeah.
So
that used to be one of my grails, but I crossed it off the list.
Oh.
Thank you, Bel Canto. It told me that I can't tell the time on a dial that small. So, and a Grail is going to be a watch I wear, end watch or not. So, I've got to be happy with it, and I still want one, but I'm not going to buy one. It's one of those. I would love to, but I'm not going to.
So, Colby, the Swiss francs is sort of there and thereabouts the dollar, isn't it? So it would be, was it 39,000?
It's 1.25 right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this would about $50,000.
Yeah.
Nice though, isn't it?
Yeah. And I'm a sucker for, even though it's not really that practical, long power reserves. And so I love the long power reserve on this one, the 1 week power reserve. I love titanium. My only question would be, and this is a question I always ask, I don't actually know what the clasp looks like, whether it has micro adjust on it, but I'm pretty sure there is no toolless micro adjust.
Oh, look at the back. Yeah. Oh, it doesn't have any pictures of the clasp.
Yeah. I didn't see any.
I've got one. It's a butterfly clasp.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, I just think this is a watch that I would buy. I just think it looks so cool the way they've skeletonized it that, yeah, I would. Beauty always trumps, at the end of the day, functionality for me, if it's beautiful enough.
Yeah.
So this would be one that I would put in that category.
So I suppose,
having handled Armin Stroms at watch time, they are beautiful. Whether they're practical or functional, but they are beautiful.
I've never actually handled one, so I would love to.
Yeah.
They do work for Christopher Ward, don't they?
They certainly have worked with Christopher Ward. The C7 Apex from 2018 was their first collaboration.
Yeah.
What was the collaboration?
The C7 Apex.
No, but what was Armin Strom's role?
Bridge work and a lot of the helping them with the partial skeletonization. So they did some of the engineering as well, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is, I've always wondered if there's some sort of ongoing, a sort of consultancy relationship there, because
I think there is.
Because, that would explain why things like the Bel Canto and the what was the other one you were talking about?
The
Loco have this vibe. I wouldn't be surprised if Armin Strom were involved in the engineering to some extent.
Well, they are 10 minutes walk from each other, literally 10 minutes walk. That's the wife is tired and grumpy ambling speed, but they're 10 minutes walk away.
I wonder if they collaborated on the 12X titanium, the skeletonized version of that movement, because that is my favorite skeletonization in a movement. And I love the way that Armin Strom skeletonized this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the ones that they've acknowledged would have been the C7 Apex, the C60 Apex, and the C60 Concept would definitely had open and acknowledged Armin Strom help. But it's pretty clear that they've helped with the 12 or the 12X skeleton as well, and the Loco, one presumes.
Yeah. Like this little note here: US customers, please contact your sales team. So we could break the bad news to you. Okay, I will go with one of mine next up, which is I still quite like this Rolex Yacht-Master. I suppose it is 15,250. I suppose it is obtainable if you really put your mind to it. So I suppose this is could be a quest watch as well. I mean, I'd have to sell. It would probably be an end game watch because I'd probably have to sell all the watches that I've currently got. I mean, and then save 10 grand. So, and then, but I do really, really like it. I've never seen one in the wild. In fact, for a long time, I didn't even think they existed because there wasn't any in any of the stores that I went into. But I'd spoken to somebody else and they said that they'd seen one. A guy at work who's into Rolex, but I just really like it. The titanium watch, this Yacht-Master. So maybe an end game watch, maybe a one and done, maybe a 6-month watch. Who knows? But yeah,
I've handled one. It feels super premium as you'd expect. I believe. Well, actually, I'm not sure. Does Rolex have some kind of proprietary titanium alloy?
They say so, don't they? This RLX titanium.
Sorta, yeah.
I don't know what makes it proprietary. I mean, I know they made a big song and dance about it when they released it.
I think what makes it proprietary is whenever you talk about a grade of something, a grade of steel, like take 914 or something like that, there's always a range that's allowed. Most people that offer proprietary steels, what they do is they simply buy from a supplier that gives a particular type of that range. So they particularly low levels of sulfur, particularly high level of magnesium or whatever it is that's in it. And then they just lock it down and say, okay, we'll only buy from that supplier. We will only sell that unique blend of 914, and we're going to call that our proprietary steel. I think that's what they do with this. It's basically type 5 titanium, but they've probably just picked out a specific supplier. It's got a specific mix, and they just say that's ours.
So they own they might own the formula or whatever to that particular.
Maybe,
or they'll own the specification.
It could be, or it could just be, it's unique because we don't tell anyone where we buy it from, and if you happen upon it, well, maybe you do, maybe you don't.
Or they could have a minor variation on the vanadium and aluminium in grade 5.
Or it could be as simple as your batch goes through the big hoop that's marked Rolex, and so why is yours special? Oh, because it goes through that special dorsal.
Yeah. Michael A says, if you put your name on the wait list and save $10 a day, in 5 years you could buy the Yacht-Master. by the time your name came up, probably. Awesome. Okay, let's move swiftly on here, and this is Mark's. This is your first one.
Well, this is the little brother to what would be my actual Grail.
Oh.
So this is the Speedmaster, and I forget what they call this gold. Moonshine, I think they call this gold.
Oh, yeah, Moonshine, yeah.
And I wouldn't have normally thought about it until I saw one in person and had it on my wrist. And Had a great deal of difficulty taking it off, but this is spectacular. If you want a dial that's going to spit in someone's eye and say, beat me, you're not. This is a spectacular looking dial. It's utterly compelling. And I hadn't really thought about it until I saw one in person. But for me, it could only be part of a pair. I couldn't have this on its own. This is the stepping stone to the actual Grail.
Okay.
We'll come on to later. Yeah. But this, if you had the money, it is utterly spectacular. It was painful. Yeah. And I'm glad I didn't have the credit card limit to buy it, thankfully. That's the only reason I don't own one.
Yeah. It's funny, Omega's famous for lots of things, but I actually think they do gold better than anyone else.
Well, their moonshine gold
and the Sedna gold, they're just good. They're really, really good. They're better than other people's gold.
The other one that's compelling is their bronze gold.
Oh, I love that. Hideously overpriced.
It's hideously overpriced because it's, what did they tell me, 37.5% 9-carat gold, which means it can't be counted as a gold watch in the US.
Gorgeous.
It contains copper, but not tin, so it's not actually bronze. But it's an utterly gorgeous gold.
It is. I saw there's one for sale near me, and oh man,
that's got to be the Paris,
beautiful.
The Paris watch, Paris Olympics watch.
Yeah,
that's a beautiful gold.
Mark, what was it? What was it that so stood out to you when you put it on your wrist?
Well, it's gold, so it's heavy. I'm not one of these, oh, my watch must be light wimps. I hate you all. It's got presence. The green and the gold just work together. And I wouldn't normally buy a gold watch. I'm nearly 60, but nowhere near old enough for a gold watch.
It's your inner South. It's your inner Australian coming out. Got to go with that green and gold.
Yeah, I mean, it was utterly compelling on wrist, but the Grail makes it look part of a pair. But if it had to be one of the two, it would be the other one.
Is that coming up?
Yeah.
Okay.
I sent them both to Sam.
Awesome. Pete, we're back round to you, and this was the Breitling red dial.
Yeah. So this one is a modern watch. So it's a Breitling red dial. I don't think they even did a press release for it. It's in many ways Breitling is kind of like the anti-Tudor. Tudor will invite the world to the opening of an envelope. Breitling will occasionally Breitling will just occasionally release a watch, sell it, and it's gone, and you never even knew it came. And this is kind of one of them. Limited edition, 250 odd pieces. It came and it went almost instantly. And yeah, I want one. I missed it when it first got announced, and now I'm constantly searching for it. These ones, because they're new, they do pop up occasionally. So this is probably the one which I'm most likely to get first. But yeah, I love the print. Big Breitling fan, collect Breitlings, love what they're doing, really like what they've done with the Premier. The Pistachio line, this is basically the same watch as the Pistachio, which I really like, but I wanted something that would really stand out, that would really, scream its color, and this one does.
Yeah, there's a guy that I work with, and he has.
You're going to tell me he's got this watch?
He's got the Pistachio dial version of this.
Okay, yep.
But it's funny because he likes watches, but he doesn't know a lot about them. So he had this on the wrist, and I was like, at the Pistachio dial, I'm like, oh, that's the Pistachio dial Breitling. And then he looks at it, and he's like, oh yeah, I just like the color.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, I was like waiting for. I was like, I want to know about the watch, but he's like, oh yeah, I like the color. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Did he go buy it at retail? Did he just walk into a boutique and buy it?
Not only that, but I better. I don't know if he's watching this. Hello. But he's also got like a Grand Seiko that he just bought because he liked it. And what else has he got? He had another watch on that I called him out, and he was like, first of all, every time he reacts the same way, like he's totally amazed that somebody knows. He's like, oh yeah, oh my watch, oh that's what you mean. I'm like, yeah. So anyway, to have that money to just buy a watch just because, instead of like intensively researching it like we do, and then like, oh, really wrestling with the decision when you actually get there and like, no, I'm definitely going to get it. Will this fit into my life and all this? It's just to have the money to just be like, oh, I kind of like the color, so I bought it. Awesome. Okay. Next up, Colby, we have oh dear, I forgot to accept the cookies.
Oh, yeah. You have to scroll down quite a way to actually get to the black dial.
Oh, okay. Let's go on a journey.
I like all the colors, but the black is my favorite. There are a few variations that I also like for example, the Type 2 with the E crown. I also like, but I think the oil filled is the one that I would choose. That's the classic one. It looks really cool in photos. It looks incredible in person, and I have seen this in person. It looks absolutely magical when you look at it and you see no parallax, because everything it looks like it's printed on the dial, almost like an e-ink screen or something like that. So it's just really great. And the neat thing is it's not really impressive in terms of the movement. The movement is a pretty standard. It might even be a Sellita base or something like that. But the engineering that goes into the gears that move the hands and the oil filled and the beauty of the display is what draws me in. So I would love to own this.
Yeah, because it's in like two separate pieces, isn't it? You got like the oil fill front and then the movement seal. Obviously, the movement has to be completely sealed from the oil filled part. It's not because it's mechanical. It's not quartz.
Right. Yeah.
And
then the oil temperature gauge on the dial, I just think is so funny and looks pretty cool.
Oh, so that must be done when the oil expands, I presume, based on heat.
Yeah, I mean, if you get the oil too hot, it's a genuine danger to the working of the watch. So it does have some level of functionality, but for most people, I think it's just on there to look cool.
Yeah, and this isn't the one that has. There's one that has Bluetooth in it, isn't there? But it's completely done mechanically.
Yeah, that's the Type 2. It doesn't have oil, but it has a mechanical module or a digital module in it. So it's like it's like basically a G-Shock, but a Ressence version of the G-Shock.
Yeah, but doesn't it? I don't know if I'm remembering this correct, but it's still a mechanical watch. But the Bluetooth, the digital component does actually do something to the mechanical watch, like set the time or something.
No, that's true. That was misleading. Yes, it's a mechanical watch, but it's controlled electronically.
Yeah.
Because it lets them. That's what they call the E-crown or something, isn't it? It basically means that they can do away with the mechanical crown.
It's the Type 2. If you click on the Type 2, that's what it is.
Yeah, let's have a look here. This is the Type 3. Was the Type? Oh yeah, let's have a look here. Yeah, because I remember hearing about this and just being absolutely amazed by it. That it's all E-crown is able to detect when the watch is no longer being worn and will stop the movement before it exhausts its power reserve, ready to be restarted when you pick it up again.
Yeah, so it's Bluetooth and I think it's radio controlled as well. It's really cool.
Oh yeah, there's the little module there. Yeah. They're doing. I've never seen. Has anybody ever seen one of these in the wild? I've never seen anyone wearing one of these.
No,
I haven't seen a Type 2.
I've never actually even seen one.
I haven't seen a Type 2, but I've seen, or maybe I did. Dubai Watch Week had them, and I went from a skeptic to a convert by seeing them in person. They are wonderful things in any of their types.
Yeah.
And what's the damage on these? What we're looking at sort of price wise?
I think, their website is not forthcoming about the price. I think the Type 3 is in the $17,000 to $23,000 range, I want to say.
Oh wow. Okay. So yeah, definitely.
Oh no, sorry. No. I was wrong. It's 47,000. I was way off. I didn't even know.
Wow. Maybe that's why you never see one in the wild.
Yeah.
I wonder how many they sell.
I tell you, the place that I saw them was Exquisite Timepieces in Naples, Florida.
Oh yeah.
But I can't imagine that many people would be interested in actually buying them. I mean, that'd be my question for myself: is if I had it, would it be a novelty, or would I still love it long term?
Yeah. I mean, they've got quite a few different models, so they must be selling them.
You'd think.
Yeah, awesome. No, it's a great pick, that one. Okay, I'll go to mine that hopefully will equally unimpress the audience as my Rolex did. This is genuine. I haven't just picked this. This is actually, I have always wanted one of these watches, and now they went from when I first started watch collecting, where you could actually get them, to now being so ridiculously expensive. Like I could never even. I don't think I would ever want one, even if I had all the money. And that's the old Patek Aquanaut. Oh. I've always loved these, but this one's now. I think it's $83,000. Oh yeah, $63,000 for a dive watch, and I'm sure you used to be able to get these for like 10. Maybe I'm romanticizing this, but like before COVID and back, because this was like the sort of the throwaway one in the Patek catalog, wasn't it? This was like the entry level model. And
I can't remember the price, but I can be with you. I remember when I came into watches, the Aquanaut was the baby Patek, the Patek you bought when you didn't really have much of a relationship with Patek. But yeah, now it is a highly sought after model.
Yeah, and I've never got to handle one. I've handled Pateks of World Times, and then the Royal Oak, which I think is beautiful in person. The Royal Oak's absolutely awesome in person, and the Offshore's good as well. And I've never handled one of these in person. I've handled a normal Nautilus, but yeah, I've always thought these were like super cool. But I don't think I've ever seen one. I don't think I've ever seen one of these in the wild. Actually, has anybody else seen anybody wear one?
I saw a gold Aquanaut at our local Bunnings. Now, a Bunnings is a big box hardware store like Lowe's.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm in the dog section. I remember what I was doing. I was in the dog section picking up some stuff, and the guy next to me. And by the way, anyone who ever says no one notices your watch, we all notice your watch. We just don't say anything.
Yes.
I saw this watch flash and I had a look, and sure enough, this guy's like picking up a 40-kilo bag of dog food with his gold Aquanaut.
Yeah, that's Brassic Time says, yeah, Aquanaut was about 10K a few years ago. I remember that as well. I remember thinking at one point, wow, that you could actually see yourself owning one of these. But it's the same with the when I got into watch collecting. I feel like the Daytona wasn't even that hard to get hold of. But this was like, but I only started collecting watches in like 2015.
Yeah, certainly. I don't think I'm the same. I started collecting 2014, 2015, and I think at that point Daytonas were hard to get, but not with the insanity that there is now.
Yeah, yeah.
But you go back further than that, and like Daytonas were, the watch they gave you to try and encourage you to buy something else. So
now, Sam, I don't know almost nothing about Patek Philippe. What I just looked up the 5711, the Nautilus. It looks almost the same. It just doesn't have the flanges. Am I crazy?
No.
Yeah, the Nautilus isn't far off it, honestly. Yeah, they're not. They are very similar. If we go to it's sort of it was sort of like the dive watch version. I mean, I suppose the Nautilus is technically a dive watch, isn't it? But let's see if we can pull up the Nautilus here. How am I going to be able to find it? There you go. Yes, so they're not. You're right. They're not a million. They're not a million miles away.
Yeah, it was. They had a distinct. We want our sports watches to have a look, to have a style, and so it certainly is of this family. It has, and a little bit like. Not saying for an instant they copied Rolex, but I'm saying it's the same sort of idea that your high-end watches have the indexes, but as you move down into the more functional, tooly, entry-level pieces, you start using numerals. So that kind of distinction, but I think they wanted a very clear family resemblance. Sort of in the same way that the Sea Dweller, the Submariner, the OP have got a really strong family resemblance.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And I wonder, I mean, I presume I imagine most people when they go into Patek are asking for that, or, are asking for these, but I imagine that their wait list is quite, it's quite bad on these. Okay. Mark, I think I've got yours. I'm hoping I picked the right one here. Tell me if I was doing it off site. Is it this one?
Is it the Canopus Gold Seamaster?
Yes, it is. Oh, the Speedmaster, yep.
Speedmaster, sorry, yes. Okay, so this was the original Grail, and I would have been, up until a couple of weeks ago, quite happy to have it as the Grail on its own. But it needs its little brother. It needs the Moonshine Gold's Speedmaster to go with it. That's quite clear now. Can you imagine double wristing with that pair? So, yes, it looks like a Speedmaster. It kind of looks like a white dial Speedmaster. It's much, much classier in real life. It is extraordinarily heavy. That's got to be pushing 350 grams on the wrist. It is extraordinarily heavy because of the white gold that they use. But that white gold shines like the moon at night. That's definitely, moonlight on your wrist, apart from the weight. I would be quite happy to stop if I had one of these. I don't know that I'd find much better unless I was going for a central second tourbillon, something stupidly expensive. But this is such a great watch on the wrist. Again, it has presence that no Speedmaster deserves to have. You can spot one a mile off. And quite frankly, I want one, and I'd be quite happy to stop if I got one. I wouldn't need to go any further.
Yeah, I haven't held one of these, but I've held the Platinum Day Date, and that is like otherworldly. How heavy it is when you pick it up, your brain just can't compute how heavy the platinum is.
And this is getting on for as heavy as a platinum watch.
Wow.
So yes, and I've seen one. I've only seen one twice. I've only been allowed to handle it once. Thank you, Zurich Airport. But like I said, Zurich Airport is very, very different experience. So yes, I would be quite happy to stop after this one. And it doesn't look, you see it in pictures, it doesn't look special. Yeah. You see it in real life, and that gold is exquisite. That white gold is utterly exquisite.
Yeah, it's a stealth wealth, this, isn't it, as well? Because even somebody that knew like a little bit about watches would just assume it was a stainless steel Speedmaster with a silver dial. But
it's not. Try one on, and you wouldn't want to give it back either. But it was 53,000 Swiss francs.
Yeah.
At Zurich. So, and with Omega's price rise hitting on Wednesday, that's going to go over 70,000 in the US very, very quickly. So that moves it out of range.
Wow. So it's really going to put that one up like an extra 10 grand or something. Wow.
Precious metals are going up 15%.
Ooh.
Wow.
Normal, something like a Seamaster will go up 8%. Precious metals will go up 15%. And that's a complication.
What's the thinking behind that? What? I mean, that's quite the. I suppose
it kind of makes sense to me. I think that further up the price range, people are going to be a little bit less price sensitive. So sort of go a little bit lighter on the low end pieces and then claw the money back from their high end customers. Because
your volume is your Seamasters, your Aquaterras, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. You tell someone who can, they're excited, but that's struggling to afford a $10,000 watch. That watch is now going to cost, were they going up 15%? 11.5. You're just going to burn a lot of people off. But you tell a guy who's going to spend $50,000 on a watch, it's now going to be $60,000. Oh, that's way more. It's going to be $55,000. They'll probably go, yeah, fine.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, Pete, we've got no, we haven't got. Hang on, have I got any left that I've been looking at? I think we did all of them, didn't we? Has anybody else got a Grail watch?
I did have one more that I sent through, but if you haven't got it,
oh yeah, absolutely. Let me have a look. Talk amongst yourselves. Let me find it. Because I remember you having 3, and I thought I'd pulled them all up, but I had not. So let me just check. Resonance. Hang on. Have I got it? Yes, I have. Hang on. Look at this well-oiled machine here that we're running.
See, this is what happens when you take a week off.
I know. And I haven't done a review for ages, but I am doing 2 reviews this week, but I haven't done a review for ages. So here we go. This one. Oh, this does look cool.
Yeah. So I collect Breitling watches. It took me a while to work up the courage to start collecting vintage chronomats. Then it took me even longer to work up the courage to collect vintage automatic micro rotor chronographs. And then during that whole time, as I'm working this up, I could see this watch, and it seemed to be available everywhere. And then when I've finally gone through that journey, got myself to the position that, okay, I'm going to start collecting. I'm going to start adding vintage micro rotor automatic chronographs to my collection. They vanished from the face of the earth. So I have got it's not so much its little brother, but it's much more common brother, which is this one. If you want large screen.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
So that's kind of the more common variant of it. So you can see, like, they clearly just put all the subdials and all the functions in the Homer Simpson makeup shotgun and just fired it, and they landed where they land. But with this one, everything's moved around just a little bit, and it's got that really cool kind of retro futurism feel. It's the sort of watch George Jetson would have worn. I just love it. It's really rare. It's really fun. It fits in my collection beautifully. It captures the whole 1970s thing absolutely beautifully. It's just a great watch. And I've overcome my fear of vintage chronograph movements.
Yeah. I mean, that forced perspective in the center. Yeah, cause I think a lot of people can have a little bit of a wobble, don't they, about vintage chronographs just because of the serviceability of them.
Yeah, and it was funny, actually. People get wound up. Sorry.
Pun intended?
No. People get really wound up. It was funny. I was talking to one of sort of a local watch dealer, and who's got a watchmaker on tap. And he said people get wound up about the wrong things. They get really concerned about, do you know the Rolex movement 1, 2, 3? Do you know the Breitling movement 1, 2, 3? And he said, a really, really good watchmaker, it's a 2-register chronograph of the date. It's no big deal. What would this cost to service? Now, assuming he can get the parts, and he said quite often they're just standard parts that come from standard manufacturers. So if you know what you're doing, you can find a replacement. He said, yeah, subdials are in a slightly unusual place, but at the end of the day, it's a 2-register automatic chronograph for the date. $500 a service.
Yeah, I suppose things like, as we, the next sort of 10 years or 15 years, the horizon might come back round when we're able to 3D print with, microscopic tolerances.
Well, we do now. Most of your internals are essentially, it's a different kind of additive manufacturing process, but most of your internals are essentially 3D printed.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because
all your gear wheels and everything are all. Mark, you're the manufacturing guy. What do they call that electronic process they use for cutting gear wheels these days?
That's kind of outside my. I don't do gear wheels. I do chemistry. I don't know. You've got me beat on that one. I'll have to go and look.
Yeah, it's not little grinding wheels anymore. It's an electronic or additive manufacturing process.
Because you get some really funky shapes on gear wheels now that you never used to. So I know they've done something different.
So
take a look at the
electrospark deposition or something like that. I can't remember, but yeah, I agree with you. I think that we are probably 10 to 15 years away from actually just being able to remanufacture pretty much anything.
Yeah, and that would probably have a resurgence in these old vintage watches, like the Universal Genève, maybe that people were buying but they couldn't get serviced.
And yeah, if you do go back and this is my sort of vintage hobby horse, you're right. There are some movements which are really strange and difficult and hard to look after. Older movements, but the vast majority of vintage watches just used Unitas or Venus or some kind of standard movement that existed in literally tens of millions of watches, and the world is awash in variants of those movements. I've got probably 60 vintage watches. I've had maybe 10 of them repaired, serviced over the years, and watchmakers don't even blink. They just go, yeah, this will be fine. Don't worry about
it. Yeah. Admittedly, I've never the only watch I've ever had serviced like myself is the Speedmaster I had. They don't. Not many of them have stayed in the collection that long that they require service. Colby, have you ever had a watch serviced?
Not for regular servicing. I had something wrong with the Christopher Ward watch that I had to send in for repair.
Okay.
But no, I've never had like a 5-year standard service.
Oh,
I haven't been collecting watches that long.
Yeah, probably. I lie. I did have that speed timer serviced actually. Actually, and a vintage Grand Seiko. I'm telling the lies here. I've had 3 watches serviced. Mark, have you ever sent a watch in for service?
I've sent a watch in for repair and 2 watches in for repair and 1 watch in for service. But I didn't. I stuck to the motto that if it ain't broke, don't service it.
Yeah.
So so my Christopher Ward, the 9-year-old SH21, it was getting stiff to wind, so I had it serviced. If it, otherwise I'll just leave them till they break, or I think they're about to break, then I'll have them serviced.
Yeah. To be clear, these were 50, 60, 70-year-old watches that were running a bit rough. That's the only reason I sent them in. And like I said, a couple $100, pop it open, give it a service, put it back together again.
Yeah, unless something really unusual has broken, a service is a service is a service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or there's only one person that can get a specific part because they're trying to protect their margins on their service by keeping the parts secret. Thank you, Christopher Ward, with the SH21, for example.
I'm just going to sift through the comments and see. Michael A said VC Overseas is his Grail watch. But I'm trying to see if anybody else has mentioned if they've got a Grail watch. Not so far in the chat. JLC, oh, there you go. JLC Hannibal says JLC and a Langensun gold is ridiculous. I know a lot of people have the Zeitwerks, don't they, as a Grail watch. I actually quite like that. Let's see if I can pull it up. Oh no, that's not right. Here we go. Yeah. It is quite a cool watch. I have seen one of the. Well, I mean, I've seen one through a glass window because they used Langensun AD in near where I used to live in a mall.
I don't get it. I just don't get it. I'm a peasant. I don't get it.
Well, yeah, because it's the time and the date, isn't it? That's the the jumping out. Is it jumping out? It is jumping hour. Jumping hour communication, isn't it? Yeah. Cool. Okay. Well, let's see. So, any last words? I think we covered all of the Grail watches. I think we decided that Grail could mean different things to different people. Either it's a watch that is just slightly unobtainable, but is possible. It could be a watch that you get and then you're so obsessed with it that's you forgo all the watches, or it's the journey as well. But
yeah, I think the one thing we're all universally agreed on is a Grail isn't simply the next watch you plan to buy.
Oh, right.
Right. Absolutely true.
I think we all agree on that one.
Yeah.
I saw this. I want to buy it next. It's not your Grail.
I know you do see that on. That's the thing that amuses. I mean, I go on Watch Crunch occasionally, and that is the thing that does amuse me. Is that a lot of this is my Grail. This is my Grail, and it's like, oh, okay, but I mean, not every single watch you're going to buy next. You're on the journey certainly, but not every watch is a.
See,
is a Grail
what do you do after you've got your Grail?
Well,
you become true-born king of England.
That's right.
Once and future king,
You go and you go and fight Morag.
Yeah, in Indiana Jones, the Grail was a wooden cup, wasn't it? So
that's right. Yeah, so I do tend to use the Indiana Jones sort of concept of the Grail.
As soon as we started talking Grail, I couldn't get the phrase. Your mother smelled of elderberries out of my mind. It's been stuck with me for the whole hour.
Awesome. Well, thanks everyone for being so active in the comments. A big thanks to the panel for taking time out on their Sunday, and we'll see you next time on Casual Watch Talk Sunday Social. Bye, everyone.